Ladies and gentlemen, to whom it concerns, it's The Late Late Show. And here is your host, Gay Byrne.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here on The Late Late Show tonight to pay a very special tribute to one of the most famous, the most internationally acclaimed, the most enduring musical organization to come out of Ireland. And they are celebrating their 25th anniversary. And joining us on the show tonight to wish them a happy 25th and to pay tribute with them, amongst those joining us in the studio are Jim McCann, the Furies, U2, Stockton's Wing, and the Pogues. And I shouldn't be at all surprised if we might have a surprise guest or two dropping in as well. By way of introduction to them, I can do no better than to tell you what Phil Coulter said about them in 1984. This is what he wrote, and I can't improve on it. He says, "I've often tried to analyze the appeal of these guys. It wasn't merely that they were all individually talented. It wasn't just that each was a character in his own right. It wasn't even that they were the first. It was all of those things, but much more. When these guys walked on stage, something magical happened. They weren't a ballad group, they were a national institution. And 20 years before the music business discovered the phenomenon known as street credibility, these guys had already mastered it." So we ask you around the country and in the studio tonight to join with us in wishing a very happy 25th anniversary to the Dubliners.
Could be. I saw a horse outside the door where my old horse should be. Well, I called my wife and I said to her, "Will you kindly tell to me who owned that horse outside the door where my old horse should be?"
You drum me, you silly old fool, till you cannot see. That's a lonely cell that me mother sent to me. Well, it's many a day I travel 100 miles or more. Well, it's saddle on a cell, sure I never saw before.
And as I went home on a Tuesday night, as drunk could be, I saw a coat behind the door where my old coat should be. Well, I called my wife and I said to her, "Will you kindly tell to me who owns that coat behind the door where my old coat should be?"
You drum me, you silly old fool, till you cannot see. That's a woolen blanket that me mother sent to me. Well, it's many a day I travel 100 miles or more, but buttons in a blanket sure I never saw before.
And as I went home on a Wednesday night, as drunk could be, I saw a pipe upon the chair where my old pipe should be. Well, I called my wife and I said to her, "Will you kindly tell to me who owns that pipe upon the chair where my old pipe should be?"
You drum me, you silly old fool, till you cannot see. That's a lovely tin whistle that me mother sent to me. Well, it's many a day I travel 100 miles or more, but that back home in a tin whistle sure I never saw before.
And as I went home on a Thursday night, as drunk could be, I saw two boots beneath the bed where my old boots should be. Well, I called my wife and I said to her, "Will you kindly tell to me who owns them boots beneath the bed where my old boots should be?"
You drum me, you silly old fool, till you cannot see. They're two lovely geranium pots my mother sent to me. Well, it's many a day I travel 100 miles or more, but laces in geranium pots I never saw before.
And as I went home on a Friday night, as drunk could be, I saw a head inside the bed where my old head should be. Well, I called my wife and I said to her, "Will you kindly tell to me who owns that head with you in the bed where my old head should be?"
You drum me, you silly old fool, till you cannot see. That's a baby boy that me mother sent to me. Well, it's many a day I travel 100 miles or more, but a baby boy with whiskers on I never saw before.
And as I went home on a Sunday night, as drunk could be, I saw me wife inside the bed, and this she said to me,
Barney McKenna, Ronnie Drew, John Sheehan, Sean Cannon, Eamon Campbell augmenting tonight. And we have Kieran in the audience as well. More of that later. There's a few things that puzzle me, Ronnie, first of all. Now, first of all, why do we all have to have beards? Is there some strange thing?
Well, no, but you see, Barney and I started playing first, and I had a beard, and then Barney had a beard, and then we started getting jobs, and they were looking for the fellas with the beards. And it became a kind of an economic necessity after that, because that's the only way we were recognised. And when we met John, then he had a beard. And Kieran, I think, was born with a beard. I don't think he ever shaved in his life. I at least had shaved up to some point in my life. But I used to get very annoyed with it because my grandfather used to only shave twice a week, and I said, there's enough for him, it's enough for me.
Yes.
And whenever I got a job, which was seldom, they used to always say, you have to shave every day. I said, every day? I said, my grandfather only shaves twice a week. I said, well, you'll have to shave every day. So I used to leave jobs over that, you know. Every day, that was out of the question. And I didn't fancy shave. Anyway, we all had them when it became a trademark.
Trademark, very good. So that explains that. You see, these are little things that puzzle us. Now, Seven Drunken Nights, of course, was banned at first, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it was.
And it's very funny about that because shows of O'Haney, we got it off shows in Donoghue's pub. And Joe...
You got most of your songs in Donoghue's pub.
We did. We got a lot of them there, all right. Kieran and Dolly and all that. Yeah. And Sean McGraham, of course. And Joe gave me that song, and the strange thing about it was we became a top 20 thing, and it was banned here in Ireland. But the strange thing about it was Shaz O'Haney had sung it in Irish on Radio Word, and nobody said a word about it.
Of course not. It's like Mary when you see, as long as it's in Irish, it doesn't matter. But when was it taken off the banned list? I mean, I have vague memories of this.
Well, I don't think it was ever taken off the banned list.
No, it was only tonight, Gay.
Tonight?
6%.
all those years we've missed. But, well, you were a hairy crowd of pop stars on top of the Pops.
We were a queer crew not to be walking on top of the Pops, I can tell you that.
Yeah. Did they treat you well on top of the Pops at that time?
Yeah, well, we didn't quite know. I think they looked at us like something from... Didn't they? Used to look at us a bit.
From outer space.
They didn't know what to do, like, you know, because we didn't do any gyration. Except we might be, you know, we might be going a bit that way, but... Which maybe they thought was gyrating.
Nobody would ever accuse you of that, Ronnie. Most other things, but they'd never accuse you of that. Now, where's Jim McCann? Jim McCann, let us join. Jim McCann, come in here and take your seat here. I want to talk to you as well, because you're helping out with the music as well. Yeah. Jim McCann, we call upon you to join the Dubliners for I Love the Ground. Are we going to have that? We will. Very good. Here we go. I Love the Ground.
I love the ground she walked upon, and the air she would softly breathe, the feather touch of her gentle lips that only a fool would leave, that only a fool would leave. But we tasted forbidden wine. Though I loved the ground she walked upon, I could never have made her mine. The swallows fly all along the canal, and I watch with a heavy heart. In dizzy spins they dive and we touch wings and then depart. Touch wings and then depart as the summer fades away. Though I love the ground she walked upon, I knew that I could not stay. The swallow is a summer's child. She flies before the cold. Though I love the ground she walked upon, she was not mine to cold. She was not mine to hold, but it was easy to pretend. Though I loved the ground she walked upon, a summer has to end. A summer has to end.
That's nice. Nice. Very nice. Nice one, Jim. Well done. Nice one, Jim. Was Eamon Campbell doing special things for you there? In the background?
Very special, yes.
He's not a bad plonker at all.
No, and by the way, he's had a haircut.
I don't notice, sure. He's ruined himself. He's ruined himself getting the hair.
No,
I told him.
He came in today and we were all sort of saying, must have had an estimate. He's got the bales home with him.
Now, I'm glad to tell you, before I go any further, we have a sheaf of telegrams from people wishing you well, who, we have a whole host of telegrams from people that I don't know, but I thought our viewers would be interested to know some of the people you do know. First of all, congratulations on your 25th anniversary. Many more happy and successful years from Paul Brady. That's that one. Congratulations on your 25th, and here's to the next 25 from Fred O'Donovan and all at the Gaiety Theatre in Dublin. Best wishes on your 25th anniversary, signed Brendan Grace, P.S. Keep her going, Patsy. That's it. And lots of luck and best wishes. Sorry I can't be there with you, Paddy Riley. That's from our old friend. There you are. There's also one here that sounds ominous to me. Congratulations and best wishes to you all from the staff of the Bank of Ireland in Ashbourne. I don't know what that means, but there you are. Maybe they're trying to tell you something.
John Sheehan.
Oh, I see. Oh, from the outlying areas. There is also...
He's about the only one who would get a telegram.
There's also one here which says, congratulations to the Dubliners who've given immeasurable pleasure to lovers of Irish songs and music at home and abroad for 25 years. You have helped to promote an appreciation of the Irish ballad and to preserve its traditional musical flavour for the enjoyment of future generations. Keep on playing and singing. Signed, Garrett Fitzgerald, Taoiseach. There you are now. So, now, I don't want telegrams from the Taoiseach to go turning your heads or anything like that.
I was just going to say, that was quick.
We will ignore that comment. Ronnie, tell me about the group's first appearance. You talked about Top of the Pops. What about the first appearance in the Albert Hall in London? Tell me about that.
Oh yeah, well there's Deadboy hangs out very straight. We were going over to play in the Albert Hall, and Barney is not known for suffering from nerves too much. And we had a sound check, you see, and we arrived in the Albert Hall, and the sheer size of it frightened the daylight, tell you.
Right, yeah.
And so we were in there in the afternoon doing a sound check, and you just keep looking on, geez, man, Joseph, the size of it, you see. So Barney said, well, I can't go over, I have to have a shower or something, you know. Like, not necessarily a shower, but you have to do something. So at about 10 to 8, like...
10 to 8?
Yeah, a taxi man arrives, and he says, you blokes are very lucky, you know. He says, my father's Irish. He said, I wouldn't have known about you only for that. He said, I got a bloke here. He got a taxi from an hotel in the centre of the city. He said he wanted to go with the Dubliners. He was playing in a gig with the Dubliners. Well, I didn't know where and then I remembered about the Dubliners. And I asked him where they were playing. He said, it's a big roundy place near the park. Nearly wasn't being on in the Albert Hall.
What about the fact it is a big roundy place, right?
It is a big round. Says Barney very reasonably. It is a big round.
Apparently when he eventually did go out, you see, he was sitting here and he was...
This is on the stage?
Yeah, he was doing his, you know, he was cheering up and down and he started looking up. My Jesus. That was all. That's all the point.
What about travelling around the country, Ronnie, in the early days?
Oh, there's some funny ones about that. We nearly went travelling around the country at all because we used to break up very regularly with John. Will tell you, John was in DSB, you see, and he had a very good job. Remember that, John? Yeah.
Yes.
I remember it well. Yeah, I was a draftsman, actually. I was an electrician first, and then I progressed on to being a draftsman.
Yeah.
And at the time, the lads were just doing Saturday night gigs out in the Royal Hotel in Howth, you see, but things were getting a little bit busier, and I'd run out of my annual leave. And I had to make this big decision to give up the good pensionable job, you see. So, was that the meeting you were talking about?
Yeah.
So we decided we'd have a big meeting to discuss the future of the group and the whole thing, you see. So we met in some pub in Bagot Street. Actually, the meeting took place over 3 or 4 different pubs that particular night, but it started in Toners, I think. And everything was going grand, and of course there was a fair few pints disappearing. And after a while, there was some bit of a row between Ronnie and Barney, anyway. I can't remember what it was about. But suddenly I realised what was actually happening was the group was breaking up right in front of me eyes. And me after packing up the good job that very day. So I said, mother of God, I was driving home. The group was finished and that was it. And you can all do what you like. So I was driving home. I said, good God, what am I going to do now? So I got a phone call from Ronnie the next day. He said, are you okay for Friday night, John? We're playing down in Thurles. And I said, I thought the group broke up last night, Ronnie. So I don't take any notice of that. That happens every week.
One time we were very no work at all. You see, there weren't all these singing pubs. But you look at Mickey McCarthy and all that, and come back from England and build up pubs with embankments and all. You see. And so in any case, we looked up Elmo's Almanac and Barney, myself and Luke, the Lord of Mercy and Kieran, and we decided we go busking. And we went down the country busking, and we were very annoyed this night at dusk. We no money, no drink, nothing, you know, nowhere to sleep. We were walking along, and next thing a corn crate goes in the field. Remember those birds? You don't hear them so much now. And they go quack. What way do you go? Anyway, they go funny. And they've only got 2 now. Barney starts throwing stones. He said, God Almighty, he said, gave all the birds lovely voices. He said, and he gave that for the 2 notes, and one of them's flat.
There's somebody on the telephone, Mr. Drew. Somebody on the telephone, Mr. Drew, talking to Johnny upstairs, and he works or she works with a telephone company, and they report that you rang up looking for a telephone number one night, and a fracas ensued.
Well, it could very well have happened because I used to work in the telephone exchange, and fracas often ensued when I was on the telephone with me.
I could imagine that, Ronnie. Yes.
There was one particular one where the lady rang up, and in the old days, you see, which are 3 and 6pence to phone England, you know.
Yes.
And there was a thing like you had to join the queue to get England. A delay.
Yes.
But delay meant like you couldn't get through for 2 hours. Only priority calls, but priority within the meaning of the post office is different than your priority. Like, you know? And only a government minister could get through. So this lady come on, said, I'd like to get on to London, blah, 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 blah. Sorry, madam, 2 hours delay. Delighted with myself. You see, bad night. Ground off and all, you know. And she said, I must get to the Mrs. said, would you ever euphemistically say, go away, please? What? And she said, do you realise who I am? I said, no, madam. And I couldn't care less, you see. And she said, I am Mrs. naming, being Mrs. Minister of somewhere over here, see. And I said, do you know who I am? She said, no, I don't. I said, thanks for the Christ, I pulled it. Well used to black eyes,
Part of your charm, Ronnie, part of your charm. How to win friends and influence people everywhere, that's it. And Scarper when the going gets tough. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, it is in many ways a very sad night because there is somebody who would have been so delighted to be here tonight. And of course he can't be with us, but we cannot possibly do the show on such a pleasant occasion without mentioning Luke Kelly, Lord rest him. As you know, he died... He died in January 1984, the 30th of January to be exact, and we do wish, he is very, very sorely missed, we do wish he was here. Now I want Jim McCann to introduce a piece of video that you're going to see because it's very special. Jim, what is this one?
Well, it was quite extraordinary because around that time I had a series. There was no question of me being in the Dubliners, or there was no... It had never been mooted that I would be joining the Dubliners. We had been friends for donkey's years. But I did a series called The McCann Man.
74-ish, wasn't it?
Ish, yeah. I can't remember the exact chronology now. But the last programme in the series was Jim McCann and Friends, and 2 of the guests on that show were John Sheehan and Luke Kelly, and I think the other one was Paddy Riley, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and we did it out in Mick McCarthy's shop out in Tala, the embankment, all just sitting around the fire, and we had a great day, didn't we? And the thing is, the song he sings on this is a song called "Scorn Not His Simplicity," and he never sang it in public apart from this, except for his recording of it, which he reckoned that was the definitive recording, and he'd leave it at that. A lot of other people did it, fair enough, but Luke never actually did it apart from this performance. It was written by Phil Coulter for his own son, who was severely handicapped. And it's a wonderful song, of course, and we were inundated always with requests for Scorn Not His Simplicity.
And why wouldn't he do it again, Jim?
I think it was because he reckoned that he had done the version. He was very moved by the song himself, obviously, and having been given it by the man who wrote it and being so personally involved, I think he decided that that's all I'm going to do.
The definitive version, I can't do better than that.
I mean, I have, to be honest, I've mentioned no names, but I have heard people doing that song since and speaking things in the middle, like, see the child and all this, and knowing Luke, like, you'd feel like explaining something.
Yes, he wouldn't have done that.
He wouldn't have. Well, he never would do it at all.
No. All right then. Roll it there, Roisin. Then Luke Kelly and "Scorn Not His Simplicity" from the McCann Man in 1974.
Desi, John, would you give me a C chord, please? See the child with the golden hair, but eyes that show the emptiness inside. Do we know? Can we understand just how he feels, or have we really tried? See him now as he stands alone and watches children play at children's game. Simple child, he looks almost like the others, yet they know he's not the same. Scorn not his simplicity, but rather try to love him all the more. Scorn not his simplicity, oh no, oh no. See him stare, not recognizing that kind face that only yesterday he loved. The loving face of a mother who can't understand what she's been guilty of. How she cried tears of happiness the day the doctor told her it's a boy. Now she cries tears of helplessness and thinks of all the things he can't enjoy. Scorn not his simplicity, but rather try to love him all the more. Scorn not his simplicity, oh no, oh no. Hopefully surrounded by despair. He won't ask or your pity or your sympathy, but surely you must care. Scorn not his simplicity, but rather try to love him all the more. Scorn not his simplicity, oh no, oh no, oh no.
Poor old Luke, Lord rest him, and we remember him particularly tonight. Now, ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome onto our panel Mr. Christy Moore, joining us over here. Hey! Christy, where did you first meet Luke?
Well, I first met Luke in Manchester. The first time I actually spoke to him was in Manchester. I was actually busking a Dubliners queue.
You were?
Outside the Free Trade Hall in Manchester.
I know it well, the Free Trade, and you were busking a Dubliners queue.
Yeah, and I ended up getting into the show, and I ended up staying in the hotel that night as well, which is, so it was the first time I ever stayed in a hotel either.
And what did he mean to you? Tell me what he represented to you.
Well, I think he was, he'd always give young singers, and all singers and musicians, a leg up and a bit of encouragement. And anywhere you were, he'd always introduce you to people and say, you have to hear this fella singing, or if there's anybody there, he'd bring you in, and, you know, he'd try and give you a bit of a break.
Generous heart.
Yeah.
Good heart, yeah. Where did you meet the Dubliners first, apart from Luke?
Well, the first one, I think, the first Dubliner I ever met was Kieran. I met him in a hay shed down in Prosperous. A long time ago.
Give it milk.
He was building a house down in Kildare, and I was in the vicinity, and I woke up one morning in the same hay shed as Kieran.
Were you close to him, or was it the other side of the hay shed? Or?
Well, I think we were able to smell each other.
And that was the start of a wonderful friendship.
Well, yeah.
To start there, why not? Yeah. What is this story that Ronnie Drew saved your life? Is that true?
Well, he saved my life a few times.
No, but I mean, did he literally save your life?
Well, there's one night in Birmingham, I was being a bit obstreperous, and there was two fellas having a go at me.
Yeah.
And Ronnie came out and said, lads, that's enough now.
Tut, said Ronnie. Dear me, said Ronnie, you mustn't fight like... What?
Quieting down so much,
What?
Jane.
What?
You should be glad we're all quieting down. We could have come
Absolutely.
straight out from the house shed and everything.
Absolutely. All right, now, Christy, you have a little tribute to Luke. Happy for us.
Well, a lot of people send me songs, fortunately, and I was sent many songs, many tributes to Luke. And this is one which I think it's a very fine song, written by a man who's in the audience tonight, Mick O'Keefe. And it's just simply called Tribute to Luke.
Tribute to Luke.
So it goes. I'm going to read again.
Okay, that's all right. Okay.
The years have passed, the time has flown, since first I saw you there.
We'll start her again.
The years have passed, the time has flown, since first I saw you there. With feet apart, to the music moved, your bright red curling hair. The spotlight shone in colours bright, reflecting on your face. The music notes so sweet and clear, the spirit of your race. Your songs told tales of peace and joy, of sorrow and of love. The power and passion of your voice soared heavenly above, and from the inner soul there came emotion in each song. You stirred the hearts of many, Luke, when you sang of right and wrong. The humor of those laughing eyes was shared in full with all, when you chose a song to lift the hearts that filled the music hall. The ecstasy and joy was felt in chorus, clap and cheer, when the son of Roisin took the stage, the king of balladeers. I saw you sing 1,000 times, 10,000 songs or more. I still can clearly hear your voice, though your time with us is o'er. Fond memories are all we have when we think of you today. Your name we'll always honor, Luke. We're glad you passed this way.
Good boy. Good boy. Nice one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, especially over from London to join with us and pay tribute to the Dubliners, here's a number from the Dubs with the Pogues. Hey!
On the 4th of July, 1806, we set sail from the street cove of Cork. We were sailing away with the cargo of bricks for the Grand City Hall in New York. 'Twas a wonderful craft, she was rigged fore and aft, and know how the wild wind over. She stood several blasts, she had 27 masts, and they called her the Irish Rover.
Million bags of the best layer rice. We had 2 million barrels of corn. We had 3 million barrels of our nanny goat's tails. We had 4 million barrels of stone. We had 5 million dogs, 6 million herds, 7 million barrels of birds. We had 8 million hides of our blind horses' hides, and all of the Irish Rover.
There was our Mickey Coot, who played hard on his flute when the ladies lined up for a set. He would tootle with skill for each sparkling quadrille, till the dancers were fluted and bet. With his smart, witty talk, he was cock of the walk, and he rolled the days under and over. They all knew at a glance when he took up his stance, and he sailed in the Irish Rover.
from a Swede come along. There was slaughter all through, I was drunk as a road. Fighting that shicey from Dover. I am running like my can from the banks of the Bun, the skipper and the Irish rover.
For a sailor it's always a bother in life. It's so lonesome by night and by day. Then he longs for the shore and a pity young whore who will melt all his troubles away. All the noise and the rout, filling punching and stout, for him soon is none and over. Of the love of a maid he is never afraid, but a son from the Irish rover.
When the mazes broke out, he surplus this way and the fog. And the whale of crew was just down a tune, when Stefan and the captain's on dog. Then a ship struck a rock, oh Lord, what a shock. Something was turned right over.
39 times around, then the poor old dog was drowned.
The Irish rover.
That's the way to whip it up. That's the way to do it. All right, then. The Pogues there, and the Dubs, and everybody joining in. I didn't have a word with Finbar yet. Finbar, would you like to tell us what the Dubs mean to you, and where you first met them, and did you travel with them, and all that crack?
Well, our greatest memory with the boys was we were in Amsterdam. There was ourselves and Stockton Swing, and the Chieftains, and the Dubliners. We were all Paddy Riley, Jim McCann. I remember we missed the flight. Do you remember that? And it was all Stockton Swing's fault.
Then I hear you.
Because we were trying to drag them out of the bar and they couldn't get out, you see, because the door was too small. Anyway, but, to make a long story short, we missed the plane. We missed the second plane, and we missed the third plane. And there was one of these German 3-engine jobs for on. I don't like flying, and neither does Ronnie, you know. So Ronnie as well, Charlie, says, "Hey, I'm going to sip his eye, Kev. Is that all right?" It's not bad, is it? It's not bad. So I said, right. He said, if we crash, he says, at least I'll get cushioned. So he gets in on the inside. He wants to look out through the window, and he's afraid of flying. You know? And poor old Luke, Lord of Mercy, and him turned around, you know, he was up there about 5 seats ahead of us. And you can imagine, I mean, this plane went down, it was the end of the folk scene in Ireland. We're all trembling, you know. And as we're taxiing out to the runway, Ronnie said, I don't think we're not going to make it. I nearly let it out there. But anyway, you know, we're taxiing out at Luke, Lord of Mercy, and it was very sort of straightforward. He turned around to us and he says, Jeez, he says, look at you, like a bunch of fairies, he says, in the back seat there, the whole lot. He says, when your time is up, he says, your time is up, and that is it. Let's all go to Berlin and fly the flag. So Ronnie turns to me, he says, you know, Luke is right. He says, he's dead right. When your time is up, your time is up. So we're all sitting there praying and everything, you know, the rosary beads are hidden under the seat, you know. And Barney turns around about 10 minutes later. He says, yeah, he said, but what if the captain's time is up?
Okay, then, music. What have we got? We have the Dubliners with us. We have the Furies with us. We have Davy Arthur with us. We have Jim McCann. We have Christy Moore. What are you going to do?
We're going to start with a little piece.
Your favourite?
We're going to start with a piece called the Merino Waltz, which I written myself.
Right.
And I'll have to play this one especially for my mammy, the lady in red over there.
Yes.
Lady in Red.
And just very, very briefly, the story behind this is that my mother was away on holidays a couple of years ago, and I went in to the house and I did a bit of papering and painting as a surprise for her when she came back, you see. And right enough, when she came back, she was very surprised at how little I had done. But while I was there one night, I got out the fiddle, put aside the paintbrush, and I wrote this little tune. I felt kind of nostalgic being back in the house on my own for the few days, and I wrote this tune I called the Merino Waltz. So we're going to do that one first, and then the Furies and Davy. We're going to play a few jigs, I think, after that.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
We'll start with the Merino.
Off you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
me! My goodness me, boy! How are you? A surprise entrance, sir. How are you? God save you. How are you? You're welcome. You're welcome. Surprise guest indeed. You're very welcome. You got on the Late Show at last. You've made your entrance. Why, pray, are you here, sir? Explain yourself.
I am here to present these records to the Dubliners, and I'm here to join you in paying my respects to the Dubliners.
What, sir, would you wish to say to us about them?
Well, I'm delighted to be on the Late Show at last because you kept me off it all these years. And I want to thank the Dubliners for having got me on it.
Yes. And what do you want to say about them? What do they mean to you?
Oh, the Dubliners mean practically everything to me. First of all, they come from my place, Tullycarney, Marino. They remind me of my youth. I love their music. It's the sort of music I was brought up with. I love the ballad, and I think they've really made something very special of the ballad, particularly the Irish ballad. So there's a great lift to their music. I love it, I enjoy it. It's really my music.
And there's other old pals of yours at the Furies as well.
Furies
So they're all here.
Well, you see, the Dubliners come really from the north side, whereas the Furies... whereas they're kind of way up in the west. So.
This is not a night for rows, lads. Later. Now these are the special 25th celebration records, yes, and signed. They're special restricted issue, is that so? And numbered. All right. Well, there you are. You're here. Distribute them now. I tell you what, I'll take care of them because they're going to play. Well, now you're very welcome and thank you very much indeed. Are you staying or are you going?
I'm going to stay.
Oh, you stay. Very good. You're very welcome. Well, stay then, and we'll join us later for an ease up. All right. God bless you. Mr. Charles J. Hawhey, ladies and gentlemen, presumably. If you join Dennis just for the moment, and we'll find a seat for you because you weren't expected
I'm always looking for a seat.
Well done! Hey! Ah, great. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have another group who have come along to join us on the Late Show tonight to pay their special tribute to the Dubliners and Ronnie. Ronnie, get ye over there now and join with this gang and see what you're going to play because I haven't the faintest idea what they're going to do. But ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome please Stockton's Wing? Over here, yeah!
For nearly 60 years I've been a cocky of droughts and fires and floods I lived through plenty. This country's dust and mud have seen my tears and blood, but it's nearly over now, and now I'm easy. I married a fine girl when I was 20. She died in giving birth when she was 30. No flying doctor then, just a gentle old black Jen. But it's nearly over now, and now I'm easy. Me with 2 sons and a daughter, and a bone-dry farm whose soil cried out for water. Though me care was rough and ready, they grew up fine and steady. But it's nearly over now, and now I'm easy. everything with subsidies and dole, we've had it easy. But there's no drought or starving stock on the Seward suburban block. But it's nearly over now, and now I'm easy. Nearly 60 years I've been a cocky of droughts and fires and floods. I've lived through plenty. His country's dust and mud, I've seen my tears and blood. But it's nearly over now, and now I'm easy. But it's nearly over now, and now I'm easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, another of the groups, and we're delighted to welcome them to our studio, who come along specially to pay tribute to the Dubs. Would you welcome, please, U2?
Hello. It's very proud to be a part of this. And I've met Ronnie Drew along the way, along the road over the years. Really loved the man. Never met Luke Kelly. Saw him crossing O'Connell Street once. Fiery red hair. Would have loved to have met him. It's a pleasure to be here. This is a song that you lot have inspired me with. It's your version of Spring Hill mining disaster. In the town of Spring Hill, Nova Scotia, down in the dark of the Cumberland mine, there's blood on the coal and the miners lie in roads that never seen sun nor sky, roads that never saw sun nor sky. In the town of Spring Hill, you don't sleep easy. Often the earth will tremble and roll. When the earth is restless, miners die. Bone and blood is the price of coal. Bone and blood is the price of coal. In the town of Spring Hill, Nova Scotia, late in the year of 88. Well, a day still comes and the sun still shines, but it's dark as a grave in the Cumberland mine. It's dark as a grave in the Cumberland mine. Listen to the shouts of the black-faced miners. Listen to the call of a rescue team. We have no water or no bread, so we're living on songs and hope instead. We're living on songs and hope instead. In the town of Spring Hill, Nova Scotia, down in the dark of a Cumberland mine, there's blood on the coal and the miners lie in roads that never saw sun nor sky, roads that never saw sun nor sky. Scotia, often the earth will tremble and roll. When the earth is restless, my mind is die. Price of coal and blood is the price of coal and blood is the price of coal. Thank you.
You're very welcome. As they say, you're very welcome to this house. Well done. That was a nice performance. Talk to me about Luke. Did he have a great influence on you?
Yeah, I would say, you know, if we've got something of the soul of Ronnie, Drew, and the rest of the guys, I like to think we've something of the spirit of Luke Kelly. Just as a singer, he inspired me to sing. I mean, I grew up in my house, you know, Christmas time and other times on the weekend. In fact, any time drink was brought out, he'd sing some of the songs. And I'm still singing them because I think they're worth singing. And as I say, I saw him across the street once.
You just saw him across the street?
Yeah, and who's that guy with the fiery red hair? Because everyone was looking at him, I said, that's Luke Kelly. And I ought to have known.
You ought to have known. And you never got to shake his hand?
No, and it's to my lasting regret. And I think really that's why we're here tonight.
Good, well that's a nice tribute. Now when are you off on your next tour? Very soon, surely?
That's right, the 23rd of this month we head off for what will probably be about 12 months away.
Where are you going?
Well, it's where we are going, that's really the question. We're starting in the States, we're doing a couple of months there, then we're coming back to Europe and we're doing pretty much everywhere on the continent, Britain and Ireland. And then we'll probably take in Australia and New Zealand at the end of the year.
Just while you're passing by. Yeah, just take it. Well, now you're most welcome here, and thank you very much indeed for coming along and paying a tribute. I know that your tour will be attended with just as much success and adulation as your previous tour. So good luck to you now.
Thank you very much.
And may the Lord send you safe on your tour. Thank you very much for coming. Bono, The Edge, all the gang there, you too. We got, said he, from the dark, we got a special one with Sean Cannon, do we not? A feature with Sean Cannon and the Dubliners right now. Yeah. Oh.
Right, here's a modern song, and it's called Don't Get Married Girls, which is a women's liberation song, if you like. So we're doing this one in the hope that the women will buy the record. When they get the money from the husband. Oh, don't get married, girls, you'll sign away your life. You may start off as a woman, but you'll end up as the wife. You could be a vestal virgin, take the veil and be a nun. But don't get married, girls, for marriage isn't fun. Oh, it's fine when you're romancing and he plays the lover's part. You're the roses in his garden, you're the flame that warms his heart. And his love will last forever, and he'll promise you the moon. But just wait until you're wedded, then he'll sing a different tune. You're his tapioca pudding, you're the dumplings in his stew. But he'll soon begin to wonder what he ever saw in you. Still he takes without complaining all the dishes you provide. For you see he's got to have his bit of jam tart on the side. So don't get married, girls, it's very badly paid. You may start off as the mistress, but you'll end up as the maid. Be a daring deep-sea diver, be a polished polyglot, but don't get married, girls, for marriage is the plot. Have you seen him in the morning with a face that looks like death, with dandruff on his pillow and tobacco on his breath, and he needs some reassurance with his cup of tea in bed, for he's worried by the mortgage and the ball patch on his head, and he's sure that you're his mother lays his head upon your breast, so you try to boost his ego, iron his shirt and warm his vest. You get him off to work, the mighty hunter is restored, and he leaves you there with nothing but the dreams you can't afford. So don't get married, girls, men are all the same. They just use you when they need you. You do better on the game. Be a ball girl, be a stripper, be a hostess, be a whore, but don't get married, girls, for marriage is a bore. When he comes home in the evening, he can hardly spare a look. All he says is, what's for dinner? After all, you're just a cook. But when he takes you to a party, he eyes you with a frown, for you know you've got to look your best. You mustn't let him down. Then he'll clutch you with that look while I've got twinkle in his eyes, like he's entered for a raffle and he's won you for the prize. But when the party's over, you'll be slogging through the sludge, half the time a decoration and the other half a drudge. So don't get married, it'll drive you round the bend. It's the lane without a turning, it's the end without an end. Take a lover every Friday, take up tennis, be a nurse, but don't get married, girls, for marriage is a curse. Then you get him off to work, the mighty hunter is restored, and he leaves you there with nothing but the dreams you can't afford.
McAlpines is down here. McAlpines is next on the list. Yeah, McAlpines is down here. Yeah, right now. Yeah.
It was in the year of 39, when the sky was full of lead, when Hitler was heading for Poland and Paddy for Holyhead. Come all you pincher laddies and you long distance men, don't ever work for McAlpine, for Wimpy or John Lang. Where you stand behind a mixer till your skin is turned to tan, and I'd say good on you, Paddy.